From the rolling hills of Sears Point International Raceway, just north of San Francisco, California, this is round 8 of the 12 race Barber Saab Pro Series. But on the pole today is a gentleman who's got an interesting background, Johnny Robinson.
Johnny Robinson from England, Formula Ford racer, raced Formula 3 cars in England, won the Road Atlanta round, one of the two that Rob didn't win this year. And this racetrack is reminiscent of Road Atlanta in many ways.
Well, that sets the stage for the round 8 of the Barber Saab Pro Series, the Red Lion Challenge. We're back at Sears Point International Raceway in Sonoma, California for the ESPN coverage of the Red Lion Hotel race in this Barber Saab Pro Series. Larry Huffman and Carl Lopez calling the action on a beautiful Sunday morning here at Sears Point. And I got to say that this guy is dominating. Johnny Robinson, Carl, is out in front. No problems at all.
This is something I wouldn't have expected, considering the closest of qualifying. Johnny walking away with this, now with a 100-yard lead. Excellent job here for Johnny, who has listed on his entrance sponsor needed. And boy, is that a consistent story in motor racing. It's so hard to keep yourself in these expensive machines. And not only individual drivers need sponsorship, I mean, the series as a whole really has some good corporate support from Sears and NGK, SKF Bearings, Goodyear, and Red Lion Hotels helping us run this event this weekend.
Well, Johnny Robinson is holding on to the lead. Cameron is in second. We'll be right back with more exciting action from Sears Point. We're back at Sears Point Raceway for the Red Lion Hotel round, the Barber Saab Pro Series. Larry Huffman and Carl Lopez, and there is the man from Maidstone, England, Johnny Robinson, who has dominated this race almost entirely through the race, and the weather becoming a little bit of a factor. It's warming up quite a bit, Carl.
That's true. As the sun comes out, things get hotter. The guys are going to have to adjust the cars to deal with the situation. So that's one of the advantages of racing equal cars, is if you can build in an extra 10 or 15 pounds worth of tubing to make them that much safer, everybody carries that same penalty, so you're not forced to try to make a car that's a little more flimsy just to save a few pounds.
Well, look at this. Steve Cameron now moving right up behind Johnny Robinson. We have a race, ladies and gentlemen, here at Sears Point. The red car, Robinson dominating, has led from the green flag dropping. Cameron fell way back, and now he is coming on and moving up right behind Robinson.
Well, that's a big advantage. I mean, Johnny really, we thought, had this thing done. He had him by 150 yards or so, and here's Steve Cameron, the master of this circuit, right back on his gearbox.
Kelly Collins in third spot. We call him the Bob Hanna of Barber Saab Racing. He's the next motocrosser. Cannot reel these two guys in. Here is the battle for the overall win and that $10,000 first prize in the waning moments of this Red Lion Hotel race.
And Kelly's got to be a bit concerned about the condition of his car. That was a pretty good whack between he and Danny Vigil. It's quite possible that it's fouled up the alignment on Kelly Collins' car. We'll have to watch that.
He's running in third. Cameron is running in second. 79 New Zealand Super V champion. Right on the back tires of Johnny Robinson, and they are going through the S's.
That's right. A very fast section. They're accelerating as hard as they possibly can, right up through the gears, right up through fourth gear. If you do it exactly right, you can do this absolutely flat out without lifting off the throttle. But this final turn, turn 10 here, is over 120 miles an hour in fourth gear and no room for error.
Now, Robinson knows exactly how close behind him Cameron is, right?
Oh, you can bet on that. You can be sure that he's looked in his mirrors and knows that he's exactly there, and he's driving as hard as he can to stay ahead.
Now Robinson starting to pull away as Cameron tries to keep him in his gun sights. Unbelievable G-forces in these racers, correct, Carl?
Exactly. They're using the Goodyear Eagle racing slicks like most major professional series here, so you have the exact same grip. Plus, you have the benefit of the downforce from the wings, and that's one of the tricks of setting up these cars here. You can dial in as much rear wing as you'd like to, up to a point where you start slowing the car down from the drag it creates. But these fellas have tuned the cars by using a lot of rear wing so they can go through those fast S's absolutely flat out. Problem is, in the slower corners, that tends to make the front end of the car slide first, and you have to be very careful about not allowing the car to understeer so much that you burn the front tires right off it.
Carl Lopez, let's take a look at the way he is driving from a professional driver's standpoint. You've taught these guys. How does he look? Is he making any mistakes?
No, I mean, a fellow of the caliber of Johnny Robinson here, is very hard to critique him because, especially in this entire field, this is made up of fellas who have driven race cars and dominated races in the lesser formula. These guys are far from students. They know what they're up to.
You're watching ESPN, the Total Sports Network.
We're back at Sears Point for the final lap now. We've been running under the yellow for 3 laps of this ESPN coverage, and now it is the dash for the cash. Carl Lopez, 1 lap to go, and Johnny Robinson puts the pedal to the metal.
This is going to be interesting to watch. All of these guys bunched up, and it comes down to 2.5 mile lap of this circuit. It's going to be tough to see. And here comes Cameron trying the inside. Nope.
Robinson slams the screen door right in his face. Collins comes up in third spot. So it is Johnny Robinson in front of the red car. Then 52 in second spot, Cameron. And right behind him, a hard-charging Kelly Collins.
It's so difficult to get by here. This will be phenomenal if somebody is able to pull off a position swap. And Rob Wilson a little bit sideways through two.
Robinson doing an excellent job of blocking around this 12-turn course at Sears Point, and we are in the final lap. Now remember, there were 3 laps run under the yellow, no passing. Look at Collins go to the inside. Kelly goes to the inside. Kelly Collins, yes, but he was blocked.
Just taking a look in there, you really have to have an advantage of getting alongside to try to outbrake the driver ahead, and this is tough to do.
And they're trying to make him make a mistake. They're trying to put the pressure on to keep this guy out in front on the ragged edge and put him off the track.
Now, one of the 2 great passing spots is here on the way into 7, but it looks like Robinson's pulled out enough that Cameron doesn't have a shot at it at all.
And can't draft him and can't get close enough to slingshot around.
Whoa.
There goes Cameron to the inside. No.
He does take a look, though.
We are headed for the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, and Robinson trying to hold on with his fingernails.
Very tough through the S's here. Now that you're not running alone, very difficult to take it flat out because the air is spoiled by the cars in front of you, but it looks like Robinson may have it.
One mistake, and Robinson is going to spin off into the vineyards, I'm telling you, because Cameron is on his back wheels.
Actually, he's being a little defensive coming into 11 here, moving a little bit toward the inside, and doesn't look like anybody's going to do it, though. Wilson's looking for 4th.
The battle for, no, it's a battle for 4th, but no, Wilson holding on. We're looking for the checkered flag. Robinson heading for the gold. Here it comes. It is going to be Johnny Robinson waving to the crowd, taking home the bacon.
What a great race for Johnny Robinson. Qualified on the pole, led every single lap. Talk about dominance.
Incredible. After the accident, he did an unbelievable job. 52 in second spot, Cameron, and Kelly Collins has got to settle for 3rd. And the corner workers like the race. No question about that. The final results, Robinson, a wire-to-wire victory. Cameron 2nd, Collins 3rd. Rob Wilson has got to settle for 4th. Herta 5th, Bigham 6th, Hart 7th, and Christian 8th. Johnny Robinson from Maidstone, England. You've had other types of experience in racing. Briefly, what have you done too?
Started off in England, Formula Ford 1600. And then we did a few races in Formula 4 2000. And I was fortunate enough in '86 to have about 3 races in Formula 3. Pretty good experience in different formulas, but never ever managed to get a complete season in due to sponsorship, which is the same old story.
Very exciting. Yes, it is. Very exciting finish. You slowed appreciably there toward the end. Were your tires going away? What was going on?
No, what happened was it's my fault. I made a complete mistake. I saw 2 corners showing yellow and a car in the barriers of the S's, and I just naturally assumed it was going to a full course yellow, so I backed off and put my hand out the cockpit for Steve. And he knew that they wasn't going, and he closed me so much, and by the time I got to the next corner, there was no yellow, I realised, and I just about stayed in front of him. And then I would manage to pull away again, you know.
He was on you like a Krishna on an airport traveler.
Yeah, I suppose I was starting to, nap a bit there.
Well, congratulations, a good race, a very hard-fought victory there toward the end.
Yeah, thanks very much. It was last lap do or die. I knew Steve was going to try anything to get past, and I just had to get that bit of air between us.
Congratulations.
Skip Barber wanted to accomplish a number of goals. The first was to have the race winners be the best drivers. That is, to have driver skill really make the difference in terms of who wins and who loses the race. The most important part of that is to make sure that the guys are driving equal cars. One of the biggest parts here is to make sure they have the same horsepower so that one driver can't simply outpower anybody else. And the way we do that is when we put these cars together, these Mondial Barber Saab cars, one of the first considerations was the power plant. What we use here is a stock Saab 4-cylinder, 16-valve, turbocharged engine. It's almost exactly the same as the engine that comes out of the 900 and 9000 model Saabs. They're only marginally modified, with the oil system being changed for the race application, and also we dial in a bit of extra boost because of the high-octane racing gas we're able to get. Now, not only do you want to have absolutely equal cars for the guys, you want to give them a classroom, something where they can learn to deal with a more sophisticated race car. Now, most entry-level race cars are relatively simple and don't have a lot of the adjustability that an Indy car or a GTP car has. So one of the steps a driver makes, and what we have built into these cars, is that the drivers are free to make a better handling race car out of these by adjusting a number of things. First of all, you can adjust the front and rear wings, and that will balance the car, trying to optimize its cornering ability. So you can change the angle of the front wing and the angle of the rear wing, and consequently change the handling of the car. In addition to that, we've got adjustable sway bars, both front and rear in the car, where the driver can actually change the handling of the car while he's underway. In addition to that, getting the brakes exactly right, the drivers can use this adjustment to change the proportion of braking effort that goes to the front or the rear end of the car. Very adjustable cars, not only important in setting the car up for its optimum cornering ability in qualifying, but also useful adjustments that they use all the time as the track condition changes during a race.